Izmir, the second largest city on the Aegean Sea. And if you're looking to travel down the Turquoise coast, this is the best possible jumping off point.
We've been here for 2 weeks now, and we're about to embark on a 2-month road trip that finishes in Antalya. Today we're going to show you just how expensive Izmir is while showing you around this lovely city.
And we'll also take you through our planning process as we put the trip together. Warning, this video contains some dangerous material. First of all, time travel. Note, Neil and Sarah have been trained in time travel. If you haven't been trained, do not attempt this yourself. Secondly, you'll see something that may be construed as investment advice. Note, however, if you take that advice, you've taken the advice from someone who is in the future and wearing some very strange clothing. Now, if you're looking to sue us if that advice goes wrong, a few things you need to think about. One, you don't know how far in the future we've gone, so you don't know when to do your lawsuit. And two, you're going to have to explain to a court how time travel works so that you can say that the people from the future told you not to buy a certain stock. Now let's get into the video. We're an early retired couple that sold everything we own to travel the world for the next 10 years.
Tracking our budget every step of the way. Later, we will be picking up our car that we're going to be using for the next 2 months on our road trip.
That's right, but what we need to do before that is pick up a phone holder for the car, because if we're going to be driving 2,000 miles over 2 months, the last thing we want to do is have our phone precariously perched on the dashboard using Google Maps. So we're on our way to the local market here in Izmir now to see what we can pick up. Do you have the car somewhere to put the phone? So that goes on the phone. And how much?
This 75 lira.
75.
Yes.
Do you do 60?
65.
65? Yeah, okay. Success. I got it. This one here, I drove a bargain. Sarah, I drove a bargain.
We have been in Izmir now for a little bit of time, and I have to say we are really enjoying this city. One of the things we really love is the food. Because we're staying in a fairly residential area, we've had the opportunity to try some really local traditional restaurants. And remember that meatball casserole you had?
Oh, how can I forget? That was the best.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely the best meatball casserole I've ever had.
Now, how many have you had? You haven't had that many.
Yeah, let's not get into detail around the volume of meatball casseroles I've eaten. All right, if we were to put it on a list of all casseroles I've eaten over my life, it's probably in the top 5. But it was all sizzling.
Was really nice.
Yeah, so the food here is incredible. Next, the promenade where we're shooting this from. It goes all the way around the horseshoe of Izmir, and it's got everything. It's got cycle track, a place to walk, places to work out, green spaces, got it all, hasn't it?
It has. In fact, it's a really, really lovely place to come and people watch. We were here on the 14th of February, and what we really loved was seeing young couples. It looked as though all the young couples had taken the day off, and the girls had the bunches of flowers, and they're all cooing over each other, and it was a really lovely space to see.
Delightful. Brought me back to my younger years. Let's go.
Yeah, you didn't buy me any flowers, thinking about it.
Right, that's another subject, which we can talk about in a later video, but don't buy flowers, waste the time. Anyway, next, thinking about that and the promenade, also going around the promenade is a tram system, and that takes us nicely on to the public transport, because whoever designed Izmir did it with public transport in mind. You've got the cycle track, you've got the tram going around, you've got the train which took us from the airport into town, you've got the metro that goes underneath, you've got the ferry that we were on earlier.
It's incredible.
Got everything.
It's amazing.
It's a really well joined together city and works well.
It just makes it so easy for local people to jump out, and thinking about the cost of it as well. They've really made it cost effective for locals to travel around. It's crazy.
30 cents US dollars to travel 90 minutes on multiple modes. You can jump from one to another to another. As long as it's all within 90 minutes, about 30 cents. Absolutely incredible. And that really plays to the point of Izmir being a working city. It's designed so that people can get around and do what they need to do. So Sarah, how would you assess Izmir? We've been in Istanbul, we're in Izmir, which is on the Asian side of Turkey. How would you compare it to Istanbul, and do you like it?
It's got such a low key feel to it, and I think having all this open space at the front, it's just, compared to Istanbul, I would say that we've really settled here, and if we were looking to have any extended time here, we would choose Izmir over Istanbul. It's far less touristy, and I think it's ticked all of our boxes.
Yeah, I agree. So Sarah, costs. What did we budget and how expensive is Izmir?
Neil is still here, so I can't tell you the totals just yet, unless you want us to time travel or something.
Yeah, all right, let's do that.
Okay. Wow, where are we?
I don't know, but it works, Sarah. We're in the future.
It worked, brilliant. And this place looks lovely.
Yep, we should definitely come back here.
Get it on the list.
We'll get it on the list, but in the meantime, let's go find somewhere to sit down and work through those numbers. So, we found ourselves a very cool spot here in the future to take you through our Izmir costs.
Hang on a minute, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Wait.
This? This?
Yeah, that.
We're in the future, Sarah.
Is that what you have to wear in the future?
No, in the future. This is what you're in the.
Oh, crikey!
I need to improve the design of these a little bit.
You
but
need
in the
an
future,
elastic band.
Yeah, no, but in the future, this is what people are wearing.
I'm not sure that's going to take off.
It's just trendy. Look, often fashion. You look back on fashion, you think it's crazy. You look forward at fashion, it looks even crazier. But this is what the kids are wearing in the future. So anyway, let's not get bogged down in that. As we've said before, we use tools such as Numbeo, Nomad List, Airbnb, and augment that information together with our own homemade spreadsheets to give us a budget for each location that we visit. For Izmir, we gave ourselves a budget of 1,432 Turkish lira, and that is 106 US dollars, 79 GB pounds, 133 Canadian dollars, 147 Australian dollars, and 94 euros. So when you look at it, that's not a massive budget, but we based it upon the budget that we used in Istanbul. And if you look back at that video, you'll see we actually burst the budget a little bit there. So Sarah, how does this break down category-wise with regard to how we spend our money?
So, no big surprise, but accommodation is the biggest category at 48%, which we were paying 465 lira per night for a really nice apartment, a large apartment in a really nice residential area. So we were happy with that.
Yeah, and if you're interested in staying in that very same apartment, let us know. We'll put you in touch with the host. Now, with regard to groceries, we spent 13% on this, and that was mainly because we were eating breakfast at home. If you've seen us before, you know we generally eat 2 meals a day rather than 3. And Sarah cooked a couple of home cooked meals as well, didn't you?
Yeah. And so 22% for eating out and drinking out. Such a lovely area for loads of different restaurants and different foods to try. So we were happy to eat out.
Yeah, there's some fantastic restaurants in Izmir, and we just didn't get to enough of them while we were there. Next is transportation at 7%. Now, you will see already in this video that we talk about just how fantastic the transportation options are in Izmir and how cost effective they are. So 7% might seem high, but included in here is the first day of our car rental for our trip down the Turquoise coast. So our final one was...
Incidentals, 10%.
Yeah, and we didn't spend anything on entertainment, and that's because we were in Izmir for 16 days. And in 16 days, there's a lot to get your teeth into in that wonderful city without having to spend money on the entertainment options. So that's how our spending broke down. But now if we look at actually how it went through the 16 days, it looks something like this. As you can see, a daily budget in orange of 1,432 Turkish lira, but you can see by the blue line we didn't spend anywhere near that. In fact, the only day we got above the orange line was the last day when we picked up our rental car. And then if we look at cumulatively through the periods, you'll see the straight orange line going up. You see the blue line deviates from there in a downward trend as we go through the 16 days. So what this tells us is that the longer we spend in a location, the less we end up costing. So Sarah, when we look at our total spend for Izmir, how did it look?
It looked really good. We actually ended up 32% underspent.
Yeah, we did. So that's an average spend for a week of 6,800 Turkish lira, which, you know, if you're looking at this from a perspective of how you travel, that's the average spend for a week. You multiply that up, if you're going to spend a month there or 3 months there, 6 months or even 12 months, then you can see on that lovely chart on the side of the screen how much it's going to cost you for your time in Izmir. However, we know everybody spends money in a slightly different way, so we know your mileage may vary. So if you look at how we spent, we're going to rattle through this dead quick. Accommodation, $3, because we had a really nice apartment, but we were in a local area. If we were more central in Izmir, that would have cost more. But again, transportation, good value and well organised, so there's no need to be too central. Groceries, well, we buy wine and beer as well, so that's stuck another $1 on there.
Again, take that other $1 off if you're not a drinker.
Yeah, exactly. We're not drinkers.
No, that sounds
Sarah.
like we are real drinkers, but we're not.
That
We're just
beer
like
after this. What is it with fashion? Fashion sometimes is people don't look at the practicality of
fast fashion.
I had it with this. And did you just feel that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think we got a bit. We're in danger of a paradox. If we stay here in the, I think it's when I threw that on the floor. If we spend too much time in the future, Sarah, look, we're gonna have to go.
Better go.
We got to get back to the past. Right, let's get back to the past.
Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Where's that map come from?
Future. In the future, Sarah, Google Maps don't work anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's all gone wrong. So everybody uses paper maps in the future.
Yeah, but we've just spent money on a phone device for the car for our road trip, so we can specifically use
Sarah,
Google Maps.
we've just been far in the future. Our road trip starts tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow,
right.
Google Maps,
Okay.
it still works.
Oh, that's good
Yeah,
then. Good.
so that's why we're using this far in the future. It's all gone wrong for Google. Oh, if you've got Google stock, get rid of it now. All goes terribly wrong. But anyway, the beauty of all this time travel, and we're getting quite good at it, is it's dropped us outside a bar.
Brilliant.
So why don't we go in the bar and use this map to plan our trip around the Turkish Turquoise coast?
Perfect.
Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers.
We've come into the Bear and Beer restaurant. This fella, he lives here, I believe. He just sits there.
Yeah, he's just chilling with us.
Yeah, he's cool. I've not bought him a beer, but I bought Sarah a beer. And I bought me a 2 burger as well. Very nice, it is too. But, Sarah, we got the map. Let's open this out.
So where are we at the moment, Neil?
All over the place at the moment, but let me get this tamed
It's just suddenly got really windy.
and then I'll explain. We started out over here in Istanbul. Okay, from Istanbul we have come down to Izmir. Okay, and we did that with the aid of an aeroplane. They look like, oh no, it's going the wrong way. They look like that. They got a bit on the back. That was the route that we took down to Izmir. Our road trip, we're planning to go from Izmir all the way to Antalya. So what are the places you've heard about on the way that you think we need to be having a look at?
So Kaş is definitely one of them.
Kaş. Right, Kaş is down here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bodrum.
Yes, Bodrum. Yep.
Fethiye.
Yep.
And Antalya.
Right, Antalya is where we're ending. We've got the car, I think, for something in the region of 50 days.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a lot more than just that. Whether we'll go inland, Mugla sounds like an interesting place.
There's certainly places around this coast. Lots
Yeah.
of nice beaches.
Yeah, beaches. There's a
Yeah.
beach, Patara Beach.
Tara Beach, yeah.
We've heard about. That sounds interesting.
Come
So-
here.
Where?
Come here.
We'll come here, yeah, we'll come here as well. We'll come here. We'll think here. Yeah, we'll think
Yeah.
here. We'll think here about coming here. Yeah, so we've got a lot to think about. Maybe we might go
Maybe
down
go
the
further
coast there,
down,
because
yeah.
this is quite touristy as well. So we'll have a look. But what we need to do before anything is go to get our car.
So we've got our car and now we're ready to start our travels down the turquoise coast of Turkey.
And next week we get more into the finance of early retirement and how to prepare for this lifestyle. So if you're new here, now's a perfect time to subscribe. We'll see you next time. You've been watching To Go Row. Bye.